Hey, greetings, fellow creators. It's BC, it's Alloy7, and today we're going to talk about a 2014 update YouTube has made to its policy regarding monetizing video games. This was brought to me by one MK Rob. I want to thank him very much for pointing this website out to me, this update, if you will. I will have a link to his channel in the video description as a thank you. But this is really great news because this update essentially takes the old fair use video that I did, if you're familiar with that, and turns it on its head. I basically made a video stating why the fair use exception to copyright law doesn't apply when compared to YouTube's policy regarding using footage that you don't own the copyrights to. And really what the video was all about was showing you that even though fair use is something that legally allows you to create the videos that you're making, the bottom line is that YouTube's old policy was like, we don't really care. You better have permission from copyright owners before you use this. And yes, it better follow fair use. But for you to publish video game content or music content, you better have permission from the copyright owners. This update to the policy is going to backpedal on that a little bit, and in a good way. So let's talk about the part we're already familiar with if you've seen the video series that I created on how to monetize your gaming channels. The what can I monetize part? Well, video game content may be monetized depending on the commercial use rights granted to you by licenses of video game publishers. Some video game publishers allow you to use all video game content for commercial use and state that in their license agreement. So examples of that in play would be Activision Blizzard or Deep Silver or Mojang before they sold to Microsoft. They would actually give you explicit permission to use their footage in YouTube videos and monetize it using the YouTube Partner Program or some subsequent partner program if you're in an MCN. And that's what YouTube is talking about there. And if you've seen the videos, I actually have links to all those companies that do that on my website, alloy7.com. The website goes on to say, though, that's really important is how to read the licenses to understand your rights as a creator, but most importantly, what YouTube looks for in your documentation. I thought that part is huge. So when YouTube eventually comes to you and says, hey, we saw you posted this video, but we need proof that you actually have rights from the copyright owner, this is telling you what they're actually going to look for when they come asking that question. But the real meat of the update, and this is what I want to get to today, is the what can't I monetize part of the page. Well, without the appropriate license from the publisher, use of video game or software user interface must be minimal. Video game content may be monetized if the associated step-by-step commentary is strictly tied to the live action being shown and provides instructional or educational value. Videos simply showing a user playing a video game or the use of software for extended periods of time may not be accepted for monetization. And they say you can find more information on copyright law and fair use at the links below that. And so that's really important because that's basically saying as long as your video adheres to the fair use exception to copyright law policies, you're going to be all right for the most part. And that's in the event that you don't necessarily have permission from a publisher. So let's talk about people like 2K who don't give you explicit rights to monetize, let's say, Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar. I think they're the same company, but their policies are very similar. Well, as long as you're using fair use, chances are YouTube's not going to shank you for uploading that video. As I say, always be careful because the system is not perfect. But as long as it's like a review, I'm taking you through Grand Theft Auto and I'm instructing you on what you will experience if you play the game. YouTube is saying that should pretty much be okay in the event that you don't have permission from a publisher. And if you do have permission from a publisher, I think that second paragraph is irrelevant. You can do whatever you want as long as you've got rights from the publisher to say, hey, go nuts. I've actually gotten emails from publishers that say something along those lines. But again, emails won't suffice. Go back to that link when they're talking about what YouTube looks for in your documentation. Anyway, friends, that is basically the update. It's great news. Thanks again to MK Rob for sending that my way, and thanks to you all for watching. I hope this helps. I know we're airing on a day that's not Wednesday for our tips and tutorials, but this is such great information and it's short. I wanted to get it out to you as soon as possible. Anyway, friends, it's BC. It's the Brain Supreme here at Alloy7 Video. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.